In Part 1, Chapter 36 of Don Quixote, 4 men wearing black traveling masks and a woman dressed in all white show up at the inn. It turns out to be Lucinda and Don Fernando. Don Fernando has a strong grip on a very unhappy Lucinda, and he doesn't recognize Dorotea until she identifies herself. She begs him to let go of Lucinda and take her instead, citing the vows he made and the damage that will be done to her reputation if he does not acknowledge her as his wife. Don Fernando agrees, but draws his sword when he sees Cardenio, who now has his arms around Lucinda. Pero Perez reminds Don Fernando just how beautiful Dorotea is, and he had to fulfill the promise he made to her. Don Fernando thinks about this for a while, then acquiesces. Everybody cries tears of happiness. In Part 1, Chapter 37, Sancho Panza tells Don Quixote that Dorotea isn't a princess, and also there's no giant. The Don insists that he's already killed the giant and that Sancho Panza is just confused by the enchantments on the inn. A Christian man, Rui Perez de Viedma, and a Moorish woman, Zoraida, come to the inn looking for lodging. Rui Perez tells the group that Zoraida has come to Spain to become a Christian. Don Quixote gives a speech about knight-errantry, taking the position that arms are more important than literature and learning. In Part 1, Chapter 38, Don Quixote asserts that even though academics start out badly in life, they eventually rise to a comfortable station. Being a soldier is much more difficult, for a soldier's life is always at risk, but such risk is necessary for protecting kingdoms. As for himself, Don Quixote is not bothered by the idea of dying in battle because he will have confronted far more serious perils than any knight-errant of ancient times. Don Quixote tells the group the very best thing humans can desire in life is peace, which is the ultimate goal of a soldier's career. As a knight-errant, he has appointed himself to be the guardian of peace. Sure, it's weird, but it doesn't mean that he's stark raving mad. It's totally possible that he was enamored with adventure stories and convinced himself that taking on the persona of a knight-errant would be a welcome relief from the monotony of daily life.